Alright, we're inside. The Hall of the Eclipse stands before you. So it does. Alright, there's all kinds of stuff. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's like a relief. I got the Black Death, 75 million deaths I'm assuming. Smallpox, malaria, Spanish influenza. Alright. So we work our way across to this side. The nanite conflict, 322 million deaths. That's a lot. The Liberation was almost as much. Okay, many people died. Okay, on the floor. It's not surprising to see this here. It's beautiful. Oh wow, okay, so we got a eclipse thing on the floor. Let me liberate you. Let's check out the door. Words lie etched into the stone above the massive doorway. Let me liberate you. From what exactly? From the oppression of our mortal condition. For there will always be one last disease. But starting today, all disease will pass into legend. I want to tell you about a world without fear, a world without pain, without loss, without this spectre we know as death. I want to tell you about the eclipse. Alright, so we're preaching anti-death stuff. Alright, did I really build all of this? Okay, there's quite a lot to take in. What have we got? Pictures? And a terminal. And a couple of dead robots that we can't highlight. Alright, let's check out a picture. It's Francis Laszlo. Alright, here's his testament. I was a medic in the Martian Light Infantry during the First Nanite War. I know firsthand how lives can be taken far too early. And now, on the core, Campbell has come up with something that will make history. Death has always been a bridge too far, but not anymore. I'm no longer a medic, powerless in my fight to stop suffering. Now, I'm part of the greatest endeavour in human history. I'll do whatever it takes to ensure Campbell succeeds. Come help us make history. Alright. That's Laszlo. What's this one? It's Julia Shang. My grandmother had a harder life than most. She lost her husband and brother in the Second Nanite War. One of her children, my aunt, was lost to the sickness at an early age, and yet she persevered. Living on the cusp of the nano era, she dreamt of a world without disease, without death. She told me that without the fear of death, we could finally be free. Jonathan Campbell now ushers us into that land from her dreams. So it's all very much pro-Campbell, pro-Eclipse. Who's this? It's Pravia. Okay, I can personally testify to John's ability to heal. I was born in the slums of Earth. It was there I lost my arms to the toxic remnants of long-forgotten corporations. My parents had heard of a man whose technology could make someone whole again. Thanks to nanites and cybernetics, I can live a normal life. I can work, play, and love without fear of restraint. And the eclipse, cheating death, an ambitious dream. But if there's one person that could pull it off, it's Jonathan Campbell. Thank you for everything, John. Pravia definitely had a change of heart from this statement. Okay. There was another one here. Samuel Chobin. I was trapped inside this body, without hearing, without sight. Jonathan Campbell's bio-implant came to the rescue. Now I can hear and see my daughters grow up. The eclipse isn't about cheating. It's about having choice. It's about knowing that you'll never have to say goodbye until you're ready. Finally, we can be in control of our own fates. Some scoff at the notion of trying to live forever, but I have complete confidence in Campbell and his eclipse. Alright, let's try the door. A large glass elevator leads to the top of the hall. I need to look around more, do I? Did I miss something? What did I miss? Oh, the computer. Alright, access terminal. Luck. Alright, intelligence is only one half of success. Maybe less than that. Luck is the driving force in our universe, simple and unassuming. Is the intrasolar trader any less intelligent than the sycophants on the ELM Council? I doubt it. It's likely he's smarter. So why isn't he in charge? Accidents of birth, wealth, location, time period. That's it. And as luck brings success, it also brings disaster. By luck, you might also come in contact with a lethal pathogen, or perhaps be born with a tiny error in your genome. All my life, people have lauded my intelligence, but I know that most of my life has been determined by chance, and I hate it. Life is capricious, random, and uncertain. But does it have to be this way? Must I accept it? Alright. Let's talk about the sickness. Every moment I think about it, I wake up in a cold sweat, and I hear you breathing next to me. But instead of relief, like from a bad dream, I'm consumed by dread. I'm afraid. You never think it will happen to you. You think you're special somehow. We all do. I did. Despite my best efforts to remind myself that I'm no different from anybody else, I still couldn't force myself to learn this. But it's easy to see now. Anyone can get sick. Anyone. And even so, you never ever think it's going to be you. How will I tell my father? So Ellen, yes, she contracted the sickness. It's pretty scary. Okay. Previa, he shouldn't have let this happen. Is this how John felt when his wife died? This emptiness? I can feel the piece of me that's missing now. Gone forever. This grief, it feels like being afraid. But of what I don't know. Just aimless, listless fear. Does it ever abate? I half feel I should ask him. Once we were close, but now... I was too late. I couldn't stop it. My grief turns to anger. Things could have been different. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to make this happen. He should have let her die in peace. Alright, next. The eclipse is announced, Father Urius. I've tried to compose this message several times, uncertain how to begin. Last week, Jonathan Campbell announced a new project, the Eclipse. His goal is to defeat death, to destroy it, to make humanity immortal. I find myself at a loss for words. My reaction was entirely negative. What hubris! A young man made fun of me the other day. We're going to put you out of a job, Father, he said. Do they not know that our faith is more than eternal life? It's not some pie in the sky. It's about living the best life, now and forever. And yet my negativity is beginning to subside. I remember the words of the Apostle, and things work together for good. Perhaps the focus on eternal life will be good for them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, there's a lot to take in right now. Let's just keep going. I helped all of these people. Have they gone and left me behind? A fair few of these appear to be no longer with us, so I don't know. Did the eclipse come and go? Let's take it, let's find out. A garden of tombstones and memorials. Yeah, I knew it. Alright. What's at the back? You stand at the top of the hall, and yet the tower still dominates the skyline. What have we got? There's one there. There's one here. What's this one? What's the smaller one? Gregory Chamain. I don't know who that is. And this one. Victoria Engels. You continue your search. Something drew you here. It tickles at the back of your mind. And so you keep searching. Hannah Campbell, devoted wife and mother. We found it. Ellen Campbell. Ellen? It's the daughter. Where is my daughter? Cozy, what have you done with my daughter? Ellen, where are you? I'm here. Elle? But how? I died. How? How could this be? I only remember getting sick. The rest's a blur. When I awoke, I was no longer Ellen. And all of this around us. The eclipse. It worked. It turned you into an artificial intelligence. I'm not an AI. The nanites that poured from my implant. I'm just Elle now. Why the deception? Why didn't you just tell me? Hi, you can't remember anything, but I'm your dead daughter who's currently hanging out inside your head. Does that sound as ridiculous to you as it does to me? But it's a more serious answer for you. I didn't know if I could trust you. I still don't know. Why wouldn't you trust me? Would you trust the man that built this? You are both loved and feared for your work on the eclipse. And we need to fix it. Fix it? What if the eclipse did work? I'm just a fragment, an echo of who Ellen was. But what if a part of Ellen, part of me, still remains? With Cozy? Can't you hear their wailings, John? You think that's where everybody's gone? I don't know. I suspect it. But if so, we can fix this if we work together. Don't you remember the end? Oh, how you died. The Gessinger effect. What? Friedrich Gessinger. Old Earth, 2142. It's a phenomenon that has confounded neural engineers for decades. Upon dying, it's very difficult to recover memories near the time of someone's death. This is a lot to take in. Yeah, we should keep moving. I've been warding off Koza's advances, but they're getting stronger as we approach the tower. Where are we going? I know a path, and hopefully we can learn something along the way. We need to cut through the lower well. It's the quickest way. What is this? A narrow, dirty street stands before you. There's been more violence here. Welcome to the lower well. A place where those less fortunate try to make a better life for themselves. Less fortunate? From what I've seen, the core was an extravagant place to live. Not for everybody, John. Many came to catch a glimpse of the eclipse, or walk the edge of what makes us human. Others simply came for healing, for your medicine, but many couldn't afford it. And they lived here? They existed here. Alright, this looks like a fun, homey place. Alright. Various stores line the narrow street. Many appear to offer more practical goods. Alright. Bodies. Wow, so many perished here in the streets. The fighting must have been worse here. Many of the shops are shuttered. Open shutters. Try as you might, the shutters won't budge. It looks like there was an expectation of violence here. How so? The shops, most are closed, like people were anticipating this. Most of the shops in the marketplace were open. Abandoned, but open. Yeah, people down here, they knew what was up, by the looks of it. Whereas up the top, where they had the money, they probably weren't paying attention as much. What's this? There's the discarded data pad. Alright, let's have a look. Memento Mori. It'll be time soon. Don't forget the radios and the couriers. Pravia's going into action, alright. Now, Jeremy, I don't know if you'll get this, but I'm leaving the shop and coming over. My data terminal is acting crazy. It's pulling random data from the cloud. I'm seeing messages written by total strangers. Is it happening now? Is Pravia really moving forward with it? Oh wow. Alright, next up. Prav, I told my father. It was so hard. He had tears in his eyes, and he started pacing around, talking about medical treatment aloud, like he was talking to himself. He couldn't process it. I don't even really remember what I said. All I can remember is a mug on his desk with pencils in it. I kept looking at it because I couldn't look at him. Yeah, you got the sickness. Alright, Pravia. Ruiz, Pravia Vahamari is up to something. Campbell is too distracted with treating his daughter that he won't notice, and he's too blinded by love for her to think Pravia could disrupt everything. He thinks she'll agree with what he's doing because it's for Ellen's good. I'm not so sanguine. Keep an eye on her. If you think any of our doctors, scientists, or anybody else have been in contact with her, report them immediately. Yeah, Laszlo's the heavy. Behind the scenes, he's like the... Yeah, he's a bit of a hard case. Alright. Let's keep moving. Okay. With the streets blocked, we'll need to cut through some of these buildings. Oh, whoa. Elle? What's going on? This is a flashback. Is that Pravia and Ellen? I'm assuming. That could not have been one of my memories. That memory, that was mine. I believe the nanites I control are entangling with your own and causing some overlap of memories. What are you, Elle? I'm just an echo of her, of Ellen. I used to live around here. It's probably causing the memories to surface. You lived in one of the poorer sections of the city. Yeah. The glamorous upper rim was never my scene. But that doesn't matter anymore. Let's just keep moving. Okay, so there's some robot on the ground. Let's search the robot. Turn him over, nothing useful. Alright, let's hack him. Let's hack. So, does your cult provide? Alright, that's it, I've had enough. We're at ground zero for the most monumentous event in the history of mankind, and you're just gonna leave? And do what? Bartend on Luna? Do clean up in Old Rio? I'm curious. What could possibly be more interesting than being here to witness the death of death itself? Okay, so does your cult provide the robes, or do you have to buy them on your own? Yeah, Sergio's not into it. Alton's gone off deep end. Alright, audio transcript. Nora, how are you feeling? Better, but coming off that mod was unpleasant. Alright, I talked to Dr. Campbell. She said it was burning out your bio, that it was receiving data at twice the regular speed and you could have died. Or was this your first time that you passed out? No, my second. Oh wow. Why didn't you go for help earlier? I can't afford it. You can't help Adon or your family if you're dead. Please don't do this. Alright. Adler, evolution. When the devotees of the eclipse look at me like I'm different now, I've crossed even their lines. Well, they're right. I am different. I'm better. The modifications, skin grafts, ocular implants, neural restructuring, it's all so glorious. I can see things they can't, hear things they can't, I can see new colours. I can experience a sense beyond the 5 that they're marooned with. I am the next step in their evolution. The future is always frightening to those who don't understand. But that's no matter. I am a prophet of humanity's destiny. Who wants to live forever? It's ridiculous. I don't want immortality as a human. What good's that? Immortality will not be achieved through simply not dying. Immortality will be achieved in being the first of humanity's new heritage. I am something greater that even Campbell can see. Adler absolutely is off the deep end. Alright, fine. What else have we got? This thing. A crate sits on the abandoned forklift. Alright. These? I wonder what's in these. Oh, that's something I can answer. This is actually an old nanite processing centre. Alright. What? Did you think they grew on trees? Essentially, element 985 is drilled out of the moon's core, then technobabble. Finally, they're taken from the vat and repurposed accordingly. Alright. Actually, yeah. Let's keep moving before we can test if I can fall asleep. Alright, what else have we got? There's the computer. Yeah. The data terminal is old and scarred from chemical splashes. Closer inspection reveals it's still operational. Alright, let's have a look. Sorry. Prav, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about movie night. I haven't felt so great in the past week, but I promise I'll make it up to you. I'll stop by later this afternoon. For now, back to sleep for me. Alright. Okay. My fate at Europa's. The year I was born, element 985 was discovered on the distant frozen moon of Europa, and so it would be that our fates would be interwoven. It would be until much later, when I was a research assistant, that I discovered the hidden potential of this new addition to the periodic table. Before me sat the answer to merging life and machine, cell and nanite systems. Before me sat a new era. Like the invention of dynamite, I knew there would be a dark and light side to this new world, but I forged ahead because I could not ignore my calling. The potential was too great to ignore. Alright. Alfonso, God in the Eclipse. Father Urias, I've been reading about Matteo Ricci, one of my heroes. Have you ever glanced over the true meaning of the Lord of Heaven? He tried to argue for a tolerance of Chinese Confucian rites within our traditional theology. Pope Benedict XIV banned the rites in 1742, but then Pope Pius XII lifted the ban in 1939. Why? What changed? It doesn't seem to be based on anything other than attitude at the time. The rites were compatible. They didn't change any dogmas. What if the eclipse is like this? Haven't we always preached about the coming of eternal life, or the changing of the order of the cosmos, or the wiping away of every tear? How do we know the eclipse is not what the Lord foretold? What dogma does it obviate? Alright, so Alfonso's kind of converted to the eclipse or something? I'm not sure. Alright, what's this? A large storage bin sits amongst the other equipment. Let's have a look. You open it, even though the lid's heavy. It's a bunch of discarded machinery. Dumpster diving. I'm hoping anything is going to help trigger some memories. Yeah, sure. Can we just keep moving? Alright, yeah, good idea. Let's move. Let's go in here.